Hello, everyone. It's Rosetta here. Simply Health, your health coach, certified health coach. And thank you for joining me today for another one of my episodes of Conversations with Rosetta. Now, as you know, I always ask you to like my videos, to hit that subscribe button. I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification if you don't want to miss any of my videos. Now, today I'm very excited to bring you all the way from the UK. Yay! And it's a lovely lady. Her name is Helen Klimkovic. And I'm so excited. She is a mindful practitioner and she is the founder and owner of Little Mindful Me. What a lovely name, Little Mindful Me. Just think about that, right? Hello, Helen. Thank you for joining me today.
Hi, Rosetta. It's an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. And I just want to start by asking you, Little Mindful Me, what is that all about? And how did you get started in this? And what is your background?
Well, Little Mindful Me is my business where I provide mindfulness for children aged 7 to 11 predominantly, but it can be tweaked to slightly younger or older. The reason that I started this, gosh, it's a bit of a story. I'll be as quick as I can. In about 2013, 2014, my youngest daughter started showing signs of depression, anxiety, and mental and emotional health issues. It was quite a traumatic journey. You know, we got her help eventually. And then as parents, my husband and I were sort of left thinking, what on earth do we do? How do we look after her from day to day? What, what do we wake up to? You know, her mood would change. We didn't know what the next day would bring and how we should deal with it. So it just struck me that, gosh, we can't be the only family going through this. And so in 2015, I started a parent support group for parents of children of any age, really, because I couldn't turn anyone away, but who were struggling with their little ones or their young ones having mental and emotional health issues. And, you know, sometimes the behaviours that would come with that, anxiety, depression, and eating disorders, self-harm, you know, if it was extreme, it would be suicidal thoughts and, you know, really, really unpleasant, hard things to deal with for any parent. And so the group would come together. You know, I had lovely parents attend, and we would just chat. And it was just a place for them to. It was a listening ear. That's what I said on the website, and it was just a listening ear for them, just to know that they weren't on their own. And most importantly, I got it. I understood exactly what they were telling me because I, of course, was going through it as well. You know, and so we became quite close. The parents said it really helped them just to be able to express themselves, because quite often they wouldn't tell their parents or friends or anyone in the family because people just didn't understand it. But from that, the parents used to say, oh gosh, I wish something had been seen in primary school. I wish there'd been a bit of an intervention or someone to help my child express themselves and their emotions, because quite often they will develop earlier with these feelings. They don't know how to put them out there, how to express them. And then when they change to secondary school, hormones and all the challenges that come their way, things tend to come to a head. And, you know, there you will see it. And it just got me thinking, you know, they're absolutely right. If we could provide children, younger children, with the ability to firstly accept that their emotions and feelings and how they want to react is absolutely fine, it's acceptable, and then the opportunity to have some tools so as they could gain control rather than having their outbursts or feeling so helpless, that they could have the control and strategies and tools to calm themselves down, think about what's going on, and then if they need to ask for help, to be able to do so and know that they can put across exactly what's going on. But so often they can't. And so that's sort of kept going. And before I knew it, I had trained in mindfulness for children, the applied use mindfulness for children. And then everybody kept saying to me, well, Helen, you can't keep that to yourself. You've got to get it out there. You've got to, come on, you've got to go into business or something. And yes, last year I started Little Mindful Me, and I provide mindfulness for children, but I also work together with the children mostly, obviously, but I bring in the families, and that means mum or dad or grandparents, aunties, uncles, brothers, sisters, even the dog, cat, whoever wants to join in. If it helps the children, that's what we do. We have a lot of fun and just go through different things and
Oh, that's lovely. What a
get a
lovely
lot out
story and
there.
how you got started. And it really, a lot of times when we do this kind of work that's so fulfilling, it usually does stem from our own experiences, something that we've experienced within ourselves, within someone in our family that's near and dear to us. And I love that you're helping families because families are near and dear to my heart. And I love to be advocates for families because children, they rely on parents to help them. And what parents don't know, we don't know what we don't know sometimes. And it's not always, even if we do know, sometimes children just, that relationship with parents, sometimes children don't open up as much as we would like them to in front of us as parents, right? So
Yeah.
having a third person like you, Helen, is really, really helpful because children are more apt to open up and to show their feelings and their emotions. And really, it's just giving me chills just talking about this because children are just, I look at them and I'm like, they're our future, and we need to be there for them. So I love that. Now, do you have a story that you could just a short story that you may want to express or talk about so that people know exactly how you work and what kind of things you do within your session?
Well, mindfulness, I'm hoping that people will know, is all about being aware and being present in that moment and about the breathing and calming us down. And with children, believe it, I mean, we don't sit, on the floor, cross legged, making funny noises, although we can do that, but not for a very long time. We chat. I get to know, because I work with the family as a whole, I get to hear about the children, I talk to them. I can be very silly with the children, maybe that's why they get on with me because I'm quite daft. Um, and we just talk about fun things. I get to know them. I get to know things that will resonate with them. Um, and the parents obviously will tell me what they feel is going on with the child, whether that's a sleep issue, they're struggling with sleep, or they're struggling with self-confidence maybe, or they're very anxious going to school, or they have sort of angry outbursts. Their emotions are all over the place. An example that I can give you, I've got a few, but a little boy I was working with a few months ago, he was age 6, and he was going through some self-confidence issues. He had very low self-esteem, thought everybody else was better than him, didn't want to do any schoolwork, would act up at school, and sometimes become quite aggressive and actually hit out at other children. And his mum came to me and she was just in tears. I just don't know what to do. I've tried all, I mean, she's brilliant. Things that she tried, like we do, it all comes from the heart, but sometimes it just doesn't work. And she said, Helen, is there anything that you can do with him? And so I said, well, look, I'll give it a go. I'll try. And so we got on a Zoom call, obviously, because we couldn't do face to face. And he was showing me all his superhero toys, and one after the other. I've lost count how many he showed me. And we just chatted, and I just got to know a little bit about him. And I just asked, would he like me to maybe come and see him again? And he said yes. And so the next time we chatted about school and we chatted about friends, and he sort of told me little bits and pieces. And he said that he didn't really like it because he didn't feel he was good. And I sort of, I would go into that. And I said, yeah, I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like that as well. But, we just got to try our best sometimes. But how about, and we do things. And then we would concentrate on his breathing because of his angry outbursts. This would help him not to do that. He'd have more control. And he talked about that. he said he didn't like it. His mum, because he liked superheroes, his mum described him as the Incredible Hulk. And at first, you know, he would think it was funny, but then he said, but I don't really like being the Hulk. I don't like it when I'm angry. And so that I said, that's fine, that's okay. I said, but just maybe when you're angry, you need to know that it's fine, that it's normal to feel like that. You know, that's how you feel. But maybe you can try and talk about it once you've calmed down. Would you like me to show you how? And so that's how we got around it. And we did our breathing, and we did different strategies and tools that they can sort of take away and use at later time in their own space. And then I quite often read stories. I love stories. I've got lots of lovely books that relate to mindfulness, but the children can actually relate to the characters, and there's lots of things in there that will resonate with them. And so I read the story Mind Hug, which is a beautiful, beautiful book about this little boy whose thoughts were all over the place, and he got really angry because he just didn't know what to do with so many thoughts. They were coming at him. You know how your mind goes. And we read the story about Daddy came home and told this little boy, shall we play a game called Mind Hug? And Daddy helped him with his breathing and to be able to say to the thoughts that he didn't want, I know you're there, but I don't want to talk about it, or I don't want to think about it just now. Come back another time. And he was able to push his thoughts away and control what he wanted. And, you know, this little boy's eyes lit up. Wow. And, you know, so we had a few sessions like that. But at the end of the book, it said, oh, I think it's time for a hug. So I said to him, oh, why don't you give Mummy such a big, big hug for helping you with all the things that she helps you with? And so he put his arms around Mummy and squeezed her. And I said, oh, that's so lovely. I'm going to have a hug too. And with that, he leaned across with one arm around his mummy's neck and one arm around the computer to give me a hug as well. And I was joined in the virtual hug, and it was beautiful. His mum said to me afterwards, I cannot believe how much he's opened up to you, how he's happy to talk about his emotions and his feelings. And, you know, I said, well, just keep it going, practice the things that we've learned, and let me know how you get on. And so a little while later, she called me and she said, Helen, I can't believe it. You're not going to believe it. He was sitting in the back of the car today with his friend, and he was chatting away, saying how brilliant he thought he was, and how clever. And he's really going to work hard and try. And she said he was so animated. He's like a different boy completely.
Oh
So
my
now
goodness.
he's doing fantastically at school. He's got a lot more confidence. He just believes in himself a little bit more. That sometimes things are hard, but we can get through it. And you know, it's lovely. It's so lovely to hear. And that's, if he can carry that through, and the family can keep working together, make fun. You know, do funny things that just build that confidence a little bit. And the most important thing is accepting it's okay, but being able to talk about it and express it.
I
And
love it. I
it was,
love that so much.
it gives me goosebumps because I just
It's yeah, it's making me like emotional as well hearing about
love
this,
it.
because I just love the story and the fact that he started saying those words. I'm so brilliant. I'm so,
Mm,
those are like affirmations. And that's
absolutely.
like when you're a child, to say those affirmations and to really believe it is
Mm.
amazing, because that's what's going to set you up for the rest of your life.
Very powerful, as you know yourself. Our own self-confidence goes, you know, and we get times when we're sort of really unsettled and think, I just don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think I can do this, or and so we know how that feels. So imagine being a little one who that just doesn't know how to tell anyone and what
Yeah.
to say about it, or so there's so
Yeah.
many little tools and things just to bring that about. That just to try and change their mind, because obviously there's a science behind mindfulness with the
Yeah.
way that we can change our brain and change the pathways and thoughts and so on. But depending on the age of the child, some of the children love it, and we get white coats on like scientists when we're trying to explain it, and then others really just won't follow it. They're not not interested at all. So we do other little things to show them that practice makes perfect, basically.
Yes. Yeah. And I've noticed a majority of the time, as you said, not all children are really into it. But what I've noticed is that children will open up if a lot of times if it's not the parent. So
Yes.
having someone like you, Helen, is great because he opened up and the mother was shocked at how deep he went with his feelings. Now, had she not, used you or found you, how would you have known, or how would she have known that her son doesn't like to be, labeled as the Incredible Hulk? Because you're right, when the Incredible Hulk has those outbursts, we know that that's not what children want. They don't like that in themselves, but they just don't know how to express it. They don't know how to come out and really share their feelings and what they're feeling. They don't want to do that with their parents. So for someone that may be watching this, or parents that feel that they need some help, Helen is great. Although she's all the way from UK, because of this pandemic, it has actually forced us to actually go virtual. So she can do virtual Zooms. And that's what she does with her clients in the UK now. So there's no difference whether you're in the UK or in the US. She can help any family. And I really urge you. And I went on your website, and what I love, parents, if you're watching this, is that on her website, she actually has all these questions that you can ask yourself in regards to your child. And it's amazing. Now, I didn't memorize all the questions, but when I was reading them, I'm like, this is really, really good, because it's a great way to see whether you fit into that category, or you're the right perfect person to come and see you. Are these the feelings you're having? These are the issues. The questions are amazing. So everybody, please, I urge you, if even like Helen does consultations as well. So you can, just connect with her. All the information will be in the description. But what is your website, Helen? If you could quickly say it, but I'll put it in the description as well.
Certainly, it's www.littlemindful.me.
Littlemindful.me. So cute. I love the name of that. And I love the business name, Little Mindful Me, because we're all about like adults being mindful, right?
Yep.
And it's really, I feel it's crucial to teach our children at a young age, because we really want them to become, when they leave your household, to be productive, kind, mindful citizens of the world, right? Go out there. We always tell children, the world is your oyster. But a lot of times we don't know how to like incorporate that, so that we really try our hardest as parents. And it's, I tell you, being a parent is the toughest job you will ever have. And
Oh,
to
yeah.
have someone like Helen is amazing, amazing, amazing. So I really strongly urge, if anyone's watching, if you're not sure whether Helen will be right for you or whatever, connect with her and just chit chat, have a small
Yeah.
chat with her and see if she's someone that might be useful for your child, for your son or daughter. She may not be, but you never know what might come out of this. So I really love this. And I did notice that you have packages that you actually offer. So can you talk about some of the packages that you offer?
Yes, of course. As you mentioned, I do a consultation for free for about 30 minutes, but I'm always happy to talk to the parents, because I have had the charity group as well, which is separate. That's Tea and Chat, but I can see it from both sides. Yes, I work with the children because I've got experience with the children, but it's so important to include the parents too and listen to them, because, like you said, what we don't know, but all we can do is do it from our heart, But so I do my consultation. I can do an introductory session just to introduce maybe some simple breathing techniques, and how to get through those. And that's for about an hour. Or I do a 6-week package where I would spend an hour once a week with your little one and yourselves, and really tailor that bespoke package dependent on what you tell me and what you feel the needs of your little one are. And I will do my very best to get as much that I can to serve what they need. And then I do follow-up sessions as well. And to be honest, I'm always happy just to have a chat or have a call, and just to, if you wanted to check in with me and ask me something, I'm open for that as well.
That's great. That's great. I love that. I love that. I mean, I just can't emphasize enough how important it is to start when your child is younger. The earlier, the better, because they do say like it's especially the same similarity. Like if you're trying to teach your child a second language, right? They say that you should start like before the age of 5, because
Mm.
that's when the child is able to retain most of the language skills, right? That's what they have in their brain. So the younger we start our child, and I always say it's a lifestyle we want to create. As a health coach, I teach families how to create that healthy lifestyle culture. And
Mm.
Helen is trying to help the family, and it starts with the child, how to create that mindfulness culture. And it always starts as a child. So, moms and dads, I highly encourage you to check out Helen's website and see if she may be of help to you. Again, she's able to do virtual. So if you're not in the UK, but if you are in the UK, check her out. You can go visit. Where in the UK are you located, Helen?
I'm in Kent.
You're in Kent. Now, let me ask you a question. What is it like in Kent now with the pandemic? Have things opened up again?
Yes, today there has been a surge. I haven't done it, but there's been a surge out to the shops and everything that's open. I mean, cafes and pubs, and it's only outdoors. And I think now you've got to make an appointment for a coffee, or but it's a start. It's a start. But I just hope that people will be sensible and still keep the distances and wearing the masks, and let's keep this going. Don't go backwards, let's go forwards.
Yes, let's go forward. And are you taking clients in person now, or are you doing
I
both,
haven't
depending on?
started, I haven't started to yet. I'm sort of waiting another little bit just to see how things go. um I'm sort of, not, what's the word, shielding to a bit. But I've had my first vaccination now. My husband's had his, and we're due our second in June. And then possibly after that, I will start. And
Okay,
I love
great.
it because I do love face to face. The atmosphere is totally different. I get down on the floor with the children. We sit on the cushions and all sorts of things. So, and I can obviously, they can play with the toys that I have, and the resources that I have. I mean, what I have
Fantastic.
been doing, because it's been virtual, I've been posting things. So it's been quite nice because the families and the children have been so excited because they get these little parcels in the post. So it's kind of brought another side to it. So you adapt. And I was worried at first, and I thought, oh gosh, how can I come across to the children like I usually do? But it has actually been brilliant, and children have been marvelous. So, and as I said, we get little presents, and I've even had present in the post myself. I get
Nice.
biscuits and two drawings.
Oh,
One, one from the little boy I'm working with at the moment, and his little sister. And on both of them, because my logo is a rainbow, they've all drawn rainbows and love hearts.
oh, that's marvelous. That's fantastic. I love
Yeah,
it. So
so
you
blessed.
do so let's see again, you help children. Usually you start at age 7, correct? But you
Yeah,
will go a little younger, age
a
6 is
little.
okay?
Yes, yes. It's, always sort of let me know. Always have a chat with me, and I'll see what I can do or what I feel I could help you with. Or, quite often, sometimes if I feel I'm not able to address certain issues, I will know someone who possibly can. So I
Oh,
can always put
marvelous. Thank
people
you
in
so
touch.
much, Helen. I really appreciate all the work that you do. And this is getting quite emotional to me because I know how it was when my son was going through some issues, and he was not diagnosed with ADHD, but I knew he had some behavioral problems, and I knew that was associated with that. And I helped him through a holistic approach. But I just feel the emotions when our children are not quite right and we're not able to help them. You just feel so helpless and so like, what am I doing wrong? And you go through all those ups and downs, that emotional roller coaster, and you think you're the worst parent ever because as a parent, you're always thinking when your child is born, you're going to be a fantastic parent, right?
Yeah,
Everything is going to be fine and dandy. You're not going to have any ups and downs, but on the contrary, sometimes it just happens, and you just need a little bit of help, and Helen's there to help you. But I
You've done
really,
a
really,
fantastic job, Rosetta,
yes,
as well. Look what you've done and what you do now. And
yeah,
like me, in those negative experiences, so much positive and love has come from it, hasn't it? So
yes, yes.
thank you
So
too as well.
yeah, thank you for everyone that's, people around the world that are helping our families and our children. It's amazing. We really need that. And it's
Yes.
just very emotional to me. But thank you, Helen, so much. Again, everyone, it's Helen Klimkowicz. There you go, Klimkowicz. I had to say it's written down, but I know how to say it. So she's mindfulness practitioner, and her business is Little Mindful Me. And before we go, Helen, I'd like to ask you, do you have any final words?
Just take time to be, take time out for yourselves as parents and time with your little ones as well, even if it's just 5 minutes. And maybe, I don't know, go outside the door and just listen. Just stop, look at, take your breath, normal breaths, and just listen. And then have a little conversation about what can you hear, what can you smell, did you taste, did anything come through your nose, your mouth, anything like that at all. Just take a little time out together.
That's great. Thank you for the final words. And as Helen always says, invest in your child's mental health, because that leads into the feelings and the behaviors that come after that. So parents, everyone, invest in your child's mental health. So important. Now, thank you so much, Helen, for taking the time out with Conversations with Rosetta. What? Thank you.
Pleasure.
Really
Lovely.
enjoyed it. I loved it. It was such a great, great chat we had. And everyone, all the information for Helen will be in the description below. And again, she's able to do virtual as well as later on when things start opening up. If you're in Kent, in the UK, maybe after June, she'll see you in person, but she's quite capable of doing it virtual. But thanks everyone for tuning in for another one of my Conversations with Rosetta. And if you liked this conversation with Helen, I'd love for you to hit the thumbs up, like my video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell notification. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, Helen. Take care,
Thank you.
everyone. Till next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Toodles.